Hello, this is Northwest Trains. I'm Tom, back in the loft today, Friday afternoon. Early finish from work, so thought I'd spend an hour or two up in the loft. Now, I've got this Rapido Trains 15XX in front of me. Well, I've got the box. The loco's just coming around the corner now. And you can see the model I've got here, the as preserved version. It's just been doing its running in now. I thought I'd do that first before the video because again, don't want to keep saying the same story. First loco from Rapido, the Hunter Beatrice, was a complete disaster. I sent that back because it just wasn't a decent runner. I could have possibly invested in a stay alive in it, but I didn't want to go there, to be honest. I just thought, for what you pay for a loco, it should work out of the box. It was an 06, so that was one of three I had on pre-order. The second being the Lion model. Now that started off okay. Again, same as the Hunter, stunning looking model, really nice looking, detailed. The sounds were great on it, but again, it was prone to stalling. Nowhere near as bad as the Hunslet, but it did stall occasionally, and occasionally the sounds would go off if the loco was just static in the siding. But one day altogether the sound went, and then the loco stopped working. So I sent it back to Rapido, and to be fair to them, they sent it back to me within a week, which is pretty quick, and so far it's still working. But again, it does make you worry a little bit. Anyway, so this was my third pre-order, and sort of deciding whether I ever order any more from Rapido until they sort out their issues. I've seen loads of videos of the Pannier tank model where people have had faults with them. They've had parts missing or not glued on properly, and I've noticed a few little minor things on my model, but the main thing for me was, as long as it's fully intact and it works, that's a good start for me from Rapido at the moment. So anyway, let's take a look at the loco now and see what we got. Okay, we've got our loco now, and at first glance you can see it's really well detailed. It is lovely to look at, and it's a really weighty model. As other people have mentioned in different videos, this will pull a lot of coaches, a lot of wagons, far more than I'd ever needed to. And also, like I said, I got the preserved example. I saw this loco at the Severn Valley Railway, and I do tend to try and buy locos that still exist in real life. So that's what I sort of do, especially ones that I've seen in the heritage railways. Now, again, I didn't really have it with the Lion model, but I've got a few glue marks and things on this loco. Nowhere near as bad as other people's had with their locos. You can just see the glue marks along here, off this pipe, where that's been glued down to the tank, which I'm not sure it's supposed to be. I'm sure it's supposed to be loose. Well, not loose, but just separate. And the first thing that caught my eye originally was this big glue mark on the cylinder here. It doesn't look as bad actually on the camera, but it's quite noticeable in person. And then that brings me on to the buffers. The buffers look like they're hanging down a little bit. You can see the break in the paint there. It looks like they've already been bashed into something. But yeah, you can see where the paint's separated, and one of them doesn't even work. So once it pushes in, it doesn't come back out again. So it does look like it's been bashed at some point, which is a shame. Again, the chimney, or the funnel, you can see some of the brass or gold paint or copper paint showing through there. So just try and get the camera to focus. So that needs a little touch up of black there. That does look a bit, it doesn't look great really, great finish compared to some. Inside, not that you can see much of it, you've got a very detailed cab interior. We should have the light flickering. I haven't tried that yet, but I will do. Overall, you know, you look at all the separately fitted parts, I think it's just a case of they've been rushed, or the factory that built them just tend to, I don't know really, maybe they've never really made model railway engines, I don't know how it works, but when I first opened this box and looked at the model, I thought it was covered in hairs or just like little bits of dust, and I realised it's like the stringy bits from the old U-Ho glue. I don't know if people remembers that, when you used to build Airfix kits, the glue used to go all stringy and go everywhere, and I think that's what's happened with these. When all these parts have been glued together, there's like long bits of string. I should have kept them really for the video, but when I started pulling them off, I'm not realising what they were. It was too late by then. But luckily, you know, it hasn't really left a mess anywhere. I managed to take them all off. I'd sooner have left the natural glue marks. So just move the loco. Okay, so move to the other end of the layout now, just to test out the sounds. Just a quick look at the little booklet they give you, the huge list of parts, and your warranty. To be fair, they do get back to you pretty quickly, and they sent my line back pretty quick, as mentioned before. There's our list of sound functions. We'll just come back to that in a sec. Get some nice little diagrams there. So if you want to fit a decoder yourself, cleaning and lubrication, and the separately fitted parts. I might have to try putting them on one day. I might do the shovels. And there we go. So bit of history on the prototype. So there's only one left in real life, which is this one, 1501. Again, that's why I wanted to buy it. We went to the Severn Valley for a steam gala last year, just before it was withdrawn, and I quite liked the loco. It was really nice to look at, and you see all the different gearing and the wheels and everything compared to a normal Pannier tank. So anyway, let's try the firebox glow, which is 0. You can just see that. I'll get a couple of shots of it when the loco's running. So we'll just turn the sound on. Seems quite good. So we've got 2 brake. It's quite handy because normally 2 is the whistle. So we got long whistle 3, short whistle 4, and we've got a special whistle 5. We've also got a guard whistle 6. Must be the most whistles I've ever had on the loco. So we got F7 train set mode, which I don't think I'll be using that. F8 we got coupling and uncoupling, and 9 we've got coal shoveling, which normally is with the firebox flicker on other locos, but I quite like the fact they've done that separate. In fact, if I turn off 0 to see if the firebox goes off, no it doesn't, it stays on. That's handy. So you can have one or the other, or you can have both on. We've got 10, we've got injectors. Oh, managed to start the loco up by accident. So we've got various other things. Cab door open close, 16. So we could really hear that much. I'll play around with a few of the sounds. So let's just set it to speed step 1 now and see if it moves without stalling. You can hear the motor noise, but nope, it's gone off. No, I'll have to turn the sound off and on again. Let's be a bit more generous. Let's take it down to speed step 2. It's quite a quick accelerator, isn't it? Right, let's try forwards again, speed step 2. a little bit jumpy. And it's stalled again. Right, not great, is it? Okay, again, it might be another case of a stay alive required. Let's try it in reverse again. We'll do speed step 3 this time. Right, 0. Let's see if we get the sound to stay on. Because that's what I hate, when you have a park up a loco and the sounds go off. Well, that's stayed on now. Let's try 2 again. And this has had a good hour's run again, by the way, in both directions. That's better. You turn down to 0, but the sound's gone off again. So that's a bit irritating. This track's been cleaned as well, so it shouldn't have any faults. Right, let's try the flange squeal. Right, I didn't stall that time when it stopped. Yeah, anything over speed step 2 seems to be okay. Let's down to speed step 2 now. Let's try 1. And then 0. Yeah, I think if you don't leave it on 1 for too long, it's alright, so just use it as a deceleration. Yeah. Let's just have a little look at the cab interior now. You can just see the firebox flicker there. I think that looks pretty decent. Inside the cab looks nicely illuminated. So maybe in the future, if this loco is fitted with a headlamp and a cab light, it would go nice on my little evening night running sessions that I do. But I wouldn't invest in a loco unless I know I'm going to keep it for a long time like that. Anyway, let's get it on the heritage line, and we'll see it pulling some coaches and wagons up and down. Right, that concludes the running session for the 15XX. I managed to actually get it in the siding without it stalling this time. I've done that about 3 or 4 times, and the sound's cut out by itself. So yeah, overall, in a nutshell, I couldn't recommend it, to be honest. It's a lovely loco. The concept idea of it's great. The amount of work that's gone into designing it and all the separately fitted parts. It's just a massive shame for Rapido that their factory has let them down. I think it's poor quality workmanship. There's something wrong with the gearing, I reckon, because you know, it's certainly not a smooth runner at slow speeds. Now you can see that it's not got a crawl on the digital anyway. Speed step 1, it'll move reasonably quickly, but then it'll still stall, so you got to quickly jump to speed step 3 to prevent it from stalling. In reverse, it seems to run okay on its own in reverse at slower speeds, but as you could see from pulling the Mark 1 coaches, it was you know, a bit wobbly, kept almost stalling and then not stalling. So, and it never really improved. It kept running it. I ran it again on its own, even though it's had a good hour in each direction on its own. It's yeah, it's not great. There's a few quality control errors which we mentioned earlier. I could have lived with those as long as it worked right, but it hasn't worked right. And to prevent the sound from cutting out on you, then you're going to need to stay alive for this as well, just like the Hunslet. It's nowhere near as bad as the Hunslet. At least it will do a lap around the layout without, you know, without stalling on every piece of track. You know, no matter how much you pay for a loco, you expect it to work. You know, a basic 40 or 50 pound Hornby collector's club loco, if you like, the ones that used to sell for about 20 quid, they run smoother than this loco. So obviously I haven't got the complicated wheel arrangements or anything like that, but anyway, yeah, I personally wouldn't buy one again. I'm debating whether to send this back to Rapido and see if they can improve the running quality of it. And I don't know if they can do anything about the glue marks or anything, I doubt it, but it might be worth mentioning. I don't know if I can be off the hassle, to be honest. Like I say, I've already sent one loco back to them a couple of times. The Lion's been back once, and I haven't really got any faith in that lasting very long, really. But we'll see. I hope it does. But I do feel sorry for my retailer. I really don't want to be having to message them again to say, can I have another refund? You know, because it's hassle for them. They've got to try and make a living out of it, and the last thing they want is faulty locos. If anyone follows J Loco on her channel, I think she tried to purchase one. I saw in her last video, and it was damaged, and it turned out all 20 odd locos they had in stock had damage in them. So that's, you know, I shouldn't really laugh about it, but that's awful, really, isn't it? At the most you should maybe have, well, you shouldn't have none really, but 2 or 3 out of 20 is not great, but all of them. And the one that didn't have damaged part or missing parts on it didn't work very well, so you know, she scrapped getting one of them. Like I say, I've seen this one in real life and I liked it. That's why I wanted to buy it, and I heard great things about Rapido. And the only thing I can recommend from Rapido at the moment is the wagons, if you get them at a discounted price. So not great. And also my wheel track class 156, I realised that's a model made by Rapido for real track, or so I'm led to believe. That's also developed a fault, and that was a shame because that was one of my favourite locos. I really liked that loco, or DMU. It's just a bit of a shame really, but hopefully that can be fixed. Anyway, well, let me know what you think. Have you got this loco yourself? Would you take a chance buying one, or would you not? And yeah, I'm always interested to know what other people think. The next video will probably be the East Lancashire Steam Gala. I'm really looking forward to that. That's Saturday and maybe Sunday as well. I'll be going there. And then the following weekend we've got the Warrington Model Railway Exhibition, so I'm also looking forward to that. So keep an eye out for those, and might have a video in between, who knows. So big thank you again for watching. Keep an eye out for the next video. Bye for now.